Please remain standing. I'd like to take a moment of silence for our veterans, our Nassau County Police Department, our Oceanside Fire Department, and especially for the moment of silence for the 2 children who died, 14 children injured, 3 adults while attending the Annunciation Catholic Church on their first day of school in Minneapolis. We say a prayer. Okay, be seated, please. So at this particular time, opening of school preparations, Dr. Phyllis Harrington.
Yes, thank you, Mr. D'Ambrosio. Well, I cannot believe that we are here, ready to begin another exciting school year. I can assure our board and community that every school building is ready to accept its faculty, its staff, but most importantly, its students on Tuesday. We are looking forward to a very smooth opening. In just a few minutes, I will ask Dr. DeRosa to report on our staffing updates, as well as Ms. Bravito, who will do a brief opening of some of the activities that occurred over the summer. And then we will also have an update on our capital projects. But I will begin, Dr. DeRosa, if you don't mind, bringing everyone up to date as to where we are in terms of staffing.
Absolutely, Dr. Harrington, and thank you for the opportunity. Justin Kramer, who happens to be our district clerk, also works side by side with me in our HR office, and together we hired close to 200 people over the last several months, and that is not an easy task, and I'm really proud of the people that we have hired this year, including 64 professional staff, 37 administrative assistants, teacher assistants, nurses, aides, monitors, and loads and loads of substitute teachers and all of that. But as many of you know, there are staffing shortages across the county and certainly in school districts, especially for some employees like aides and monitors. It's very hard to find staff members in those areas. We do continue to have vacancies, and our principals are doing their best they can to cover where they are. Our special ed administrators are being certainly very creative in the way they schedule staff and students. But I do encourage staff members, community members, if you are interested in working in Oceanside. Diane will tell you she'll get a pin for 25 years of service tomorrow. So Diane will tell you it is the best place to work, and I agree as well. I'm not far behind her. And certainly, just have them fill out an application, and we would be happy to meet with them and see if there is a right fit for them here. So thank you, Dr. Harrington. Any questions?
Certainly. As always, summer is a very busy season for the Department of Curriculum, Instruction, and Technology, and I'm very proud to share with you just a snapshot of some of what we accomplished. We successfully completed another strong summer school season. This year, we offered 16 courses across content areas for credit recovery and 10 Regents prep classes. We also had through our partnership with Method Test Prep, we housed 2 SAT courses. We administered about 300 Regents exams. Those exams were taken by students who are retaking the test, but also some who wanted to gain a higher score just out of their own will to engage themselves in that content again. And from there, I would like to share that we had 26 curriculum, writing, and alignment projects happening across pre-K through 12. And I'm not going to share them all with you, but I would really like to share a few highlights. Teachers designed the new AP seminar curriculum to meet both College Board expectations and the New York State standards. That's for our AP Seminar English 10 pathway. We created a brand new Italian 2 curriculum. We developed curriculum for the new Math Grade 12 College Computer Science B course. We updated pacing calendars for our Words Their Way spelling and word program at the elementary level. And we wrote curriculum for a new high school music elective, which I think is going to be pretty popular, History of Rock and Roll. And lastly, at our middle level, we also redeveloped and designed our courses in personal finance and human relations. I truly could go on. Our teachers, our directors, they have been working tirelessly all summer to strengthen and continue to innovate our programs. Professional development was also in full swing this summer. We facilitated 18 courses with more than 300 participants, our faculty members. Topics included the training on our new pre-K brigand screener. It's a screener that we give our little ones before they come, just to get to know them well. We had crisis prevention strategy courses, learning through AI courses, and strategies for supporting English as new language learners. And that's just a snapshot of what we did this summer in that area. Finally, my colleague, Dr. DeRosa, spoke earlier about the incredible work that she and her team has done to hire and welcome our newest faculty members. My department had the privilege of preparing them for a smooth transition into our systems, our curriculums, and our instructional practices, all to make sure that they are ready to hit the ground and teach our students in the most excellent way from day one. Our new faculty orientation team was truly outstanding. This year, it included administrators, teacher leaders, and partners such as our new Professional Learning Center director and high school teacher Jason Manning, and our new mentor facilitator, Ivy Sobrano. I would, at this moment, ask any of the administrators in the room who led or presented at new faculty orientation to stand for just a moment and accept some recognition for your work. If I had the teachers that were a part of this here, you would see that it is a cadre of dedicated individuals, and it really does take that in order to make sure that we are prepared and ready to go. To cap off orientation, all of our new teachers attended a community breakfast where they were officially welcomed and they heard words of encouragement and advice from a variety of voices that included our superintendent, our PTA president, and our incredible Board of Education trustees. This tradition, frankly, is always a highlight of the school year for all of us. So as you can see, it's been an incredibly busy and productive summer, and I am very excited to welcome back our students and put all of this preparation into action for another wonderful year. Thank you, Dr. Harrington.
Thank you, Ms. Provito. Before I turn the mic over to Dr. Coakley, I'm sure anyone who's been around the Oceanside community over the course of the summer saw the amazing work that was being done in terms of capital improvements. I'll let him speak to that in just a moment. Before I do that, I do want to focus on two other things that are quote-unquote new this school year. So this will be the first year that the State Education Department is requiring that the Board of Education allow a student representative to serve on the board. Our board had the forethought last year. We had a student that was coming regularly to our meetings because we have included student voice in our meetings for some time. So we actually had a student rep serve as of last year. But this is the first year that we're required to do so. But we do so very happily and do officially now welcome Brian Relusco, who is our student representative from our high school. And I am incredibly positive and sure he will serve us incredibly well. The other thing I do want to mention, and I have to assume it will come at no surprise to anyone in the room, but we will be enforcing the cell phone policy that will be in place. I will say I'm incredibly proud of our community because I believe that they took the work that we've done over the past year plus in terms of studying the research that I think led to this ultimate policy. They took it to heart. They studied it, they examined it for themselves, and came to the same conclusions that we all came to, that we needed some way to control the amount of screen time that all of us, but especially our students, would be exposed to, especially during the instructional period and time. To that end, I believe we will have a relatively seamless opening as it relates to that. Our building principals have done an amazing job at communicating to our parents. There will be a message from me going to every family, once again, the day before school officially begins. The actual policy has been on our website now all summer long, and certainly I still open the door to anyone who might have any particular questions to feel free to reach out to the school administrator or to central office. We would be happy to answer it any time. But overall, I feel incredibly positive about it, and again, I applaud our community who seems to really understand the rationale behind that. With that being said, Dr. Coakley, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Dr. Harrington. Just wanted to provide the community a quick update of how our capital projects have fared over this past summer. This past summer, Phase 5 of our capital project got started. As you can see, this project will now include a brick-and-mortar new structural addition to an already existing interior courtyard, which will soon house a brand-new robotics and engineering room, the Business Resource Center, storage room for prep materials, and a brand-new video broadcasting suite. Also, there will be renovations done to existing technology and wood shop classrooms, converting them into an auto shop and a modernized wood shop. There will be ongoing work scheduled for after-school hours, so there is no disruption to the school day for any staff or students. One of the other important components to Phase 5 included providing air conditioning into our existing band room, which is also underway and should be completed over the next couple of weeks. This entire project was funded from our capital reserve, which did not have any additional impact to our taxpaying community. As you can see, one of the other projects keeping busy here in Oceanside this summer was our turf project. Over at school number 3, new turf is now laid down, and there are some minor punch list items still outstanding, including new block windows, as well as an underground electrical primary service that are scheduled to be addressed this week, but they will be ready for school opening next week. Over at Oceanside High School, as you can see, our brand-new tennis courts are completely renovated and will be ready for our boys and girls season when they begin, while the groundwork of the baseball and softball turf project has begun. That project is slated to be completed this fall, with both baseball and softball teams being ready to begin their seasons in the spring, both on the brand-new turf. This project was also 100% funded from the capital reserve, again, which did not have any additional impact on our community. Some other but smaller but important projects that we did in-house includes the restoration of the School 8 portables, as well as reclaiming space here at School 6, the Early Learning Center, that was previously occupied by an external organization. And finally, next slide. And finally, I'd just like to, thank our entire Buildings and Grounds Department. There are about 80 men and women who dedicate themselves and their, day-to-day into making our buildings look great, our grounds look great. And this really could not be done without, the Grounds Department, which handles painting requests, moving requests, landscaping, maintenance items, general summer cleaning, and this is all under the leadership of Mr. Tommy Brando, who is our maintenance supervisor, Mr. Alfredo Vega, who is our supervisor of operations, and Mr. Mark Montemarano, who is our director of facilities. Any questions on the capital projects?
Dr. Coakley?
Yep.
You had mentioned a lot of most of the projects, or all the projects, were from the funding from the capital reserves, and you said there was no additional impact on the community. With that specifically, you're referring to as far as the taxes go, no additional, that's all done without any additional taxes being on the community?
That is correct. So the way it works is when a school year is over, there is a concept called fund balance, and at the conclusion of that, there are recommendations for fund balance to be put into certain reserves strategically. We made it a clear effort to do that years ago, and now we're reaping some of the benefits, again, at no additional impact to the community, because once upon a time, we had already collected those taxes.
And that was, those were authorized by the community through a voter approval?
Yes. One of the main contentions with capital reserve is the school district is not legally authorized to touch that money without, as you said, without community approval.
Okay. I just want to say, generally speaking, I know we go through this this time every year. Everyone seems to think that everything is slow moving in school districts over the course of a summer. And I think we have heard firsthand and witnessed everything that goes on in at least our school district over the course of the summer. And it's really, truly amazing work with everything between the curriculum and with the hiring. 200 staff over the last couple of months is no easy feat, and juggling with all the red tape and the bureaucracy that's involved with that. I know it's really amazing. It's definitely appreciated, And, you know, while we were talking about this being a great place to work, I mean, while I don't work here, I have no doubt from everything I've seen and all the time I've spent around here, it definitely gives all the signs of the great place to work. So thank you very much for all that.
Thank you.
And Mr. Coakley, all of this construction is all building aid, correct?
That is correct. So at the conclusion of each project, there's a process that we file with the New York State Education Department. And once the State Education Department deems our project completed, there is building aid that comes back. So for example, if a project costs $1 million and it was already voter approved and we close that project out, every district has a certain level of building aid. For us, it's approximately 40 cents of the dollar. So we would receive about 40 cents of the dollar for every dollar we spend on a voter-approved capital project. Great question. Thank you, Mr. D'Ambrosio.
Thank you.
Mr. Coakley, one other question, just to follow up on Mr. Blau. The projects that we're working on now were approved by the voters in '23 and '24. We didn't do anything this year, so I just want people to understand how long the bureaucracy takes to get these projects going. So these are 23 and 24 approved projects.
That is correct. When a project was approved, thanks to the community support in the 23-24 budget year, it takes a long process of getting the design work, the preliminary scope, the specifications, the items, obviously meeting with the building and the district administration, the district architect. All of that paperwork goes up to the New York State Education Department, the Office of Facilities Planning for review. Honestly, it takes the earliest about 6 months, but it has taken some others over a year. For us, because we were adding to the instructional blueprint, the blueprint of the building, it took a little bit longer, and there was another series of questions that came with that. So to answer your question, yes, but we were also preparing for that based on the time, the schedule of what we needed to do this summer.
Do we have everything we need from them now as far as approval for what we have? In other words, we have everything we need from the state, so there's nothing holding us up on that level anymore?
Correct.
Okay.
Ms. D'Ambrosio, one more question I have. I know to our far left, there are some pictures up there. I can't exactly read what they say. I see the one on the far end, looks like it's the softball fields. I'm assuming that's the updates or what the work is that's been done?
Yep, so those kind of plans over there are the initial architectural designs that came from their printing machine of what ultimately the project is going to look like once we're all done. Yep, and over there you will see the turf project, the tennis courts, and the interior of what Phase 5 looks like. And they're all color-coded, so obviously where you see the colors, those are going to indicate some of the renovations and changes we're undergoing.
I have one more question.
Thank you.
One more question.
Sure.
The completion date of all of this, what's the long range?
Separate projects, but the turf project will be completed sooner. That will be ready to go. That will be completed this fall in anticipation and ready for our students to participate in their respective sports in the spring. Phase 5, because it's such a large project to kind of tackle, we're actually phasing it in. So there are going to be certain phases that we're going to be handling and then ultimately shifting some students around. It's going to be a minor inconvenience. I would say, Mr. Transom, help me, I would say approximately 2 years from the date that they started, which was this past summer.
That's correct.
So we're looking at 27?
27, 28.
And that would be like the
That would be the
automotive
shop.
shop?
That would be the motor shop
And the
and the,
classrooms, all the STEM classrooms?
And the
Right.
STEM classrooms.
Yeah, okay,
STEM classrooms first, then the shop.
Right.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep in mind with those projects, we're building brick and mortar. We're starting from scratch.
Okay, if we move on, we're on 4C, assessment results, and I'll defer back to Dr. Harrington
thank
and Mrs. Bravito.
Thank you, Mr. D'Ambrosio. So, of course, we just now spent some time talking about the beginning of a new school year, but it is always equally important for a school district to reflect on achievement the previous year. And you know the spring is a very busy time. We have numerous assessments that are given across our grade levels. Again, kudos to all of the teachers who make the magic happen and the leaders who guide them. And all of this happens under the auspices of Ms. Provito and her team. So at this point, I would like to turn the program over to Ms. Provito, who will give an overview of our assessment results. This presentation will live on our website, so please feel free if anyone wants to go back and revisit any of these numbers and have any further questions, we're always available to answer them. Ms. Provito?
Thank you, Dr. Harrington. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's presentation will focus on our 2025 Spring Regents Advanced Placement and State Assessment results. We begin with the June 2025 Regents Performance Data. So a little background, our students take Regents examinations beginning at the middle level, where 8th grade students participate in high school level coursework. This year was the first administration of the new Life Science Biology Regents exam. At Oceanside Middle School, 110 students took the exam and achieved an outstanding 99% passing rate. I will come back to that exam a little later when we speak about Oceanside High School and provide even more context about why that is outstanding. In addition, 368 students sat for the Algebra 1 Regents with 91% passing. These results highlight both the strength of our instruction and the readiness of our students to take on high school level coursework while at the middle school. Now let's move onward to our Oceanside High School Regents data. At the high school, we begin with English. On the January administration of the English Language Arts Regents, Oceanside received a 90% passing rate. While this does reflect a small dip from last year, it remains a strong area overall. It is also worth noting that this year's examination was widely regarded as especially challenging across New York State school districts. In social studies, our students continue to excel. On the global history and geography Regents, 95% of students passed, and on the U.S. history and government Regents, 98% passed. These results reflect consistently strong performance of our students in these subject areas. As I mentioned earlier, this year marked the first administration of the Life Science Biology exam, which was aligned to the new state science standards, which we've been working at for quite some time. At Oceanside High School, 312 students took the exam with 91% passing. When you combine this with the middle school's passing rate, we see a very strong success story in the very first year of a new and more rigorous exam. You may have also heard that this new test raised concerns across the state. There were reports of questions not fully aligned to the standards, and many high-performing districts saw significantly lower passing rates than usual. The fact that our students excelled reflect the diligent work we've done to align curriculum to new standards and to build science process skills. We are incredibly proud of these results, and I want to recognize the leadership of our science director and the entire science department. Their intentional and sustained work during this enormous standard alignment process really did position our students well for success. Additionally, 16 students, that's a small number, took the legacy, that's what we call the old Living Environment Regents exam, which is being phased out. This small group has significant learning challenges and had previously struggled with the test. The passing rate was slower at 13%, which reflects this unique group of learners' circumstances. What is interesting is that since it is the old exam, at some point it's going to phase out. What we are fortunate with is that we are allowed 2 more administrations for these students in January and June, so they get a few more shots at this. Earth Science maintained strong performance with 85% passing. Let's move on to Physics. You will notice a decrease in the number of students taking the Physics Regents. Specifically, 141 students took it last year compared to 88 this year. And this is important, so we wanted to be sure that we explained this shift and actually contextualized the positive that surrounds it. As a district, you know we have remained committed to encouraging more students to take high-level coursework beyond what is required for graduation, and that includes physics courses. This has resulted in a larger overall group of physics learners over time. In the past, all AP Physics students took both the AP and Regents exams because the AP content that was taught overlapped with the content from the Regents examination. However, the changes came to the AP curriculum, which means it no longer aligns with the physics Regents. So, like many districts, we decided not to require our AP students to take both exams. And what that did for them was it allowed them to concentrate their learning and their studying on the AP examination for the course. And we knew in advance when we made this decision that it would lead to a lower number of students taking the Regents exam. But we felt the decision was in the best interest of our learners. And I will tell you, in examining the AP scores for that particular exam, we had a very high level of 4s and 5s, which means our students will gain college credit, which is part of the benefit. I have to mention one other variable that impacted the number of students who took the physics Regents. The state education department scheduled the physics Regents after graduation. This is unfortunately not the first time that that was the schedule for this exam. That did lead to some of our seniors to opt out of the exam. It was after graduation and they did not return to take the exam. These factors did contribute to a 57% passing rate this year, a decline from last year, but I hope that explains what you're seeing on, in terms of that data. Looking ahead, as always, though, we are committed to strengthening our physics curriculum and instruction as we prepare for new science standards and upcoming new examinations in that content area.
Ms. Bravito, I know how excited you were to talk about physics, but you left chemistry out.
Not yet. Here I
Oh,
come.
you did? Oh, okay.
I changed my order there.
Okay.
But thank you. Thank you. And finally, chemistry. Chemistry is an area I highlighted last year. At that time, I did share that we would be implementing curriculum revisions and internal program adjustments to better support success. This year, we saw the work pay off. The passing rate increased to 72%, 6 points up from the prior year. This concludes my component of the science exams, but I have to say we feel quite confident in the approach that we are taking to prepare both our teachers and students for the new expectations that the new standards brought upon us. Our strong results in biology certainly do reinforce that we are on the right track. So let's move onward to mathematics. At the high school, only a small number of students take Algebra 1, and this is because the vast majority of our students complete it in middle school, which I reported earlier. Of the 48 students who tested this year, 50% passed. We continue to provide targeted support to help these students succeed. In geometry, we are especially encouraged. The passing rate increased to 72%, an 8-point gain from 2024. I think you know that geometry has historically been one of the more challenging Regents exams, and this improvement validates the intentional shift we made to a one-year course model for all our students. It reflects the sustained work of our director and teachers to strengthen instruction and grow student success. And in Algebra 2, results remain strong and steady with a 95% passing rate. This is consistent with last year's performance. This stability, combined with our growth in geometry, shows that our students are progressing well through the full math sequence. Now, we will look at the data as it pertains to Oceanside High School, Castleton. At Oceanside High School, Castleton, 18 students, you know that's a very small school population at Castleton, 18 students sat for the January English Regents with 39% passing. This is a decline from last year. One of the advantages of testing in January, because we do take the English exam in January, is that our students then have a shot at retaking the Regents in both June and August. I am pleased to share that we saw many additional students pass the English exam from Castleton as a result, if not all at this point. In science, results were mixed. 3 students took the new biology Regents with 67% passing, and 2 students tested on the legacy, the old, living environment exam, with 1 student earning a passing score. 17 students took earth science, achieving a 53% passing rate, which represents an improvement from last year. In social studies, 67% of students passed global history and 85% passed U.S. history. Finally, in Algebra 1, 5 students tested with a 20% passing rate. This is consistent with prior years and continues to be an area where we focus on tailoring and targeting instructions for these learners. These results highlight both areas of strength and continued need, and we are confident that with ongoing leadership at Castleton and support, our Castleton students will make continued progress. I'd like to move on to the advanced placement data from the 2025 examinations. The College Board provides advanced placement courses that afford students the opportunity to earn college credit and/or qualify for more advanced classes when they begin college. These courses are designed to give students the experience of an introductory level college class while they're still in high school. Taking AP courses is also one way that students can stand out when they start their application for their college wishes. An AP course on a high school transcript shows colleges that a student has taken rigorous coursework and has committed to tackle and complete college-level work. Furthermore, it opens doors to scholarship opportunities. With that in mind, I am especially proud to share Oceanside's AP results because they represent one of the clearest examples of our continued improvement as a district. This year, 582 students, 34% of the high school population, took a total of 1,339 AP exams. That's a substantial increase from last year. Both the number of students participating, on both the numbers of students participating and the number of exams taken. Even with this growth, because when you grow, you tend to say, could there be a shift in how many students earn the score necessary to garner college credit? But even with that growth, we saw 73% of our students earn the score of 3 or higher, matching our best results and reflecting strong readiness for college-level work. This progress is not accidental. It is the result of sustained multi-year efforts by our Curriculum, Instruction, and Technology Department to expand access to rigorous coursework and to ensure that students have all the support they need to succeed. We are particularly proud of the ways in which AP participation has grown among students who have historically been underrepresented in these courses. With initiatives like the AP Seminar English 10 pathway that I spoke to for curriculum writing this summer, we are building student confidence and academic identity earlier in their high school experience. These results and the recognition we have received from the College Board as an AP honor roll school affirm our commitment to equity, to excellence and opportunity. And we are confident that we will continue this growth in the years ahead. Let's turn our attention to the state assessments in grades 3 through 8. In English Language Arts, 64% of Oceanside students achieved a passing score, compared with 53% statewide. Oceanside has consistently performed above the state average, and this year's results represent meaningful growth that shows our instructional focus is yielding results. Our overall participation rate also improved. The opt-out rate dropped to 29%. That's a 3% decrease from last year. I attribute this decline and the continued decline to the efforts we have made to inform our parent community about the benefits of participation and the information that they would garner, as well as we do, that these assessments do provide us. That said, opt-outs remain a challenge, and they continue to limit our ability to capture a full picture of our students' learning across the district. In mathematics, 72% of our Oceanside students achieved a passing score. That's compared to 55% statewide. Oceanside has consistently performed well above the state average in this content area as well, and this year's results continue that pattern. Since our 8th graders take the Algebra 1 Regents instead of the state math exam, this only reflects grades 3 through 7. The district-wide participation also improved with the math rate, and our opt-out rate dropped to 27%. That's a 2% decrease from last year. And while this is certainly a positive trend, opt-outs still do limit our ability to garner the entire scope of our students' learning in the district. And finally, in science, Oceanside students once again performed above the state average. District-wide, 61% of our students achieved a passing score compared with 44% statewide. Looking at individual grade levels, 68% of grade 5 students passed the new state exam, while 45% of grade 8 students passed. These results reflect the ongoing adjustment that I spoke to earlier for the state's new standards and exam format. If you'll recall, last year was the first time this test was actually admitted, these tests. It's also important to remind all that 28% of our grade 8 students took the high school biology regents. So instead of this exam, they took that, and therefore, again, these exams do not reflect the whole entire population of our 8th graders. Together, these results do underscore the strength of our science program and the careful and very diligent preparation we have done to align our curriculum over the past years to these new standards. Participation did improve this year, with the overall opt-out rate falling to 27% of our students not participating. So as you've seen tonight, our Regents, advanced placement, and state assessments result tell a story of both strength and progress. We celebrate record participation and success in advanced placement, continued high performance in Regents exams, and strong gains in state assessments where Oceanside students consistently outperform the state's average. At the same time, we remain focused, as we always are, on the areas that need continued attention, whether it's growing specific subject area performance, providing more individualized and targeted support for our struggling learners, or reducing the opt-out rate so that we can truly get a complete picture of our entire student body and their progress. We remain focused on that. What stands out, though, is that these results are not accidental. They are the product of intentional and exceptional work by our directors, our administrators, our teachers, our students, and our families, because it is that we come together with a shared commitment to promote the success of all our students. And yes, in Oceanside, all means all. And with that, I thank you all for your attention, and thank you, Dr. Harrington.
Yes, and before I close this out, are there any specific questions that we can answer?
Anyone from the board?
Yeah.
Mrs. Scholl?
Mrs. Provito, did the parents get their individual scores yet for their students? So
Yes, they
have
did.
that. I'm really pleased to see our overall growth and improvement in some of the targeted areas that we targeted last year. I kind of agree with you that with the opt-out rate still being at around 30%, the data about our kids as a whole is still not reliable.
Correct.
But it does help us with individual students that do take it. It's another piece of the pie for us. And I just want to make sure the parents are getting that information and that we're talking to them if they have any questions.
Yes, the parent reports did just go out, so everybody
Okay.
has their parent reports. And as you know, our building principals work with their child study teams, and they begin to look at the data that we do get, and we use that to inform and tailor instruction for our individual learners. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, and also realize that we understand that one test doesn't tell us everything
Correct.
that a child can do and achieve, but it is a piece of a puzzle.
Sure, yes.
And, you know, and I also want to understand, too, that these results will determine AIS services as well.
They're part of,
Part of-
they're
part of the-
part of the different
of the
measures that we take in
measures.
order to determine AIS
Yeah.
services for individual students, yes.
So the kids that score on the lower end become more eligible for the AIS services,
Absolutely.
the extra support. Okay, thank you.
Ms. Lisi?
Yes, thank you. Aside from the AP courses we also offer a number of dual enrollment. Do you have any statistics on that, how many classes we have or how the performance is?
We have approximately 20 dual enrollment courses. Our catalog is robust in dual enrollment, and just to help explain that, that means courses that students can participate in that are also high school level coursework. We partner with schools like Nassau Community College, LIU, Stony Brook. We're actually introducing a new course from Syracuse this year. So we believe in that pathway as well. It gives our students choices, and we perform very, very well in those with almost all of our students garnering the college credit, or basically achieving the test results that they need for those courses. So thank you for that question.
Thank you.
I just want to ask again, on the dual enrollment, they get college credit for that?
Yes. If
And
they
then-
meet the course requirements, they pass the course, yes, absolutely.
And then the other thing that I think we should be very proud of is that 73% of our kids scored 3 or better on the AP exams, which also guarantee, you know, in most cases guarantees them college credit. Some colleges don't. They give them other perks for
Correct.
scoring, but majority of them do get college credit. And I know quite a few kids, including my own, that went into college as second semester sophomores because of the AP credits that
Yeah,
they had.
it's a huge financial
It's
advantage
a
for
big
families.
financial advantage.
Which
Yep.
is why we are committed to making sure that we open as much access as possible, because our students deserve that right, and our parents should have that opportunity fiscally to save for a very expensive, future, important
Right.
process.
Or it gives you the money for your master's.
Yes.
Because if you're, start as a
Yes.
second semester sophomore, you've got that extra money to stay that 5th year and get your master's,
Correct.
which is also very helpful.
Mhm.
And Mike, we have 32 AP courses that we avail ourselves of at the high
Correct.
school.
And remember, that's before we do the AP seminar counts for this year.
Correct.
Anybody else? Yeah. Yes, Stu?
You know, to follow up on the dual enrollment, I think what a lot of people in the community need to know, especially the parents and the students, obviously, is that the dual enrollment, you know, gives those students that may not, by the numbers here, it looks like approximately a third of our high school takes AP, at
Correct.
least one AP at 582 students. Approximately a third of the high school takes at least one AP exam. But the dual enrollments, you know, allow an opportunity for, not every student is an AP student or enrolled in an AP class. And I think it gives them that opportunity to get those college credits. And again, as you've said and I've said it, we have a very robust catalog of courses and opportunities for the students. Just out of curiosity, for the students that may not have passed A Regents, and I realize that what particular year it may be, obviously different regions offered in a different point in the student's career, what happens to the students that don't pass? Do they end up retaking the class, retaking the exam itself?
If they pass the class, they pass the class, but if they fail the Regents, they do take the Regents again, and they have several opportunities. And sometimes that happens, and
Yeah.
sometimes they fail the Regents, but they also fail the class. So summer school is one means by which we allow credit recovery, as well as the opportunity to take the August Regents. But like I illustrated with the January Regents, we should be very proud that we give the English Regents
Right.
in January. In essence, we're giving it 4 months prior to many districts which give it in June. We do that because we are completely just very confident in our learners and our curriculum, and that affords our students who take the January regions to have multiple shots, June and August. But yes, they can continue to take the exam, and there are also means for students who really, really struggle or have very particular circumstances where we can turn to our superintendent for
Superintendent's waiver.
particular waivers.
I was just going to ask that,
Yes.
because, I mean, how many times do we make them
Right,
retake
that's
this?
why the state
Correct.
implemented the
If they
super.
pass the class, how many
Correct.
times are we going to make them
That's
do
why
that?
the state implemented the superintendent's waiver.
And we still have that.
Which we still have that, and we have definitely granted it to a number of students, but they have to demonstrate the effort and, you know, the data behind that. You can't just, just automatically grant it.
because
But
I-
we
I
do
just-
use it very,
Yeah.
very effectively.
I just feel like after one or
Correct.
two times, we're just torturing.
And we're very
kids,
mindful of
that's not
that,
right.
so we
Yeah.
use our pathways properly and always thinking of the student's best interest.
I just wanted to make sure that,
Thank you.
that superintendent's exemption was still allowed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Any
Kennedy.
more questions from the board?
Okay,
Seeing none,
so-
Dr. Harrington?
Yeah, so the last piece of this, and I will be brief. So I think last year, you might recall that the state introduced their first shot at a New York State portrait of a graduate, and it was circulated, open for comments from thousands and thousands of stakeholders. As a result of that, just this past July, the state has introduced a revision to the original document, and it's posted up there. This will be also open for input and feedback, but I do believe that this will more than likely wind up being the final revision. I do appreciate that the state decided to use Oceanside blue in their final logo. But what you can see, and the biggest significant difference is at the center of this logo is the concept of being culturally responsive, and that actual visual with the hands is something that those of us who have been involved with our Cree work know that representation represents all of the work that the state has done in that area. But they did make that as the center, affirming the importance of inclusive student-centered learning. And then the other indicators or attributes circling that, of course, students who are academically prepared, that's somewhat obvious, would be a creative innovator, a critical thinker, an effective communicator, a global citizen, and to be reflective and future-focused. I will say that what we are very much looking forward to, the state, once this is firmly adopted, which I believe is intended to be November of this year, they will then publish rubrics guiding these individual attributes, which we have already made a commitment through our content area directors. We will be working with them and with our teachers to sort of do an audit through that rubric of what is happening from pre-K up through our high school, because this is not just a high school issue. This has to be grounded in the work that we do from pre-K all the way through our senior year. What I wanted the board to know is to be aware that this is now the newly revised portrait of a graduate. We're fully looking forward to its adoption, and we will be prepared to be ready so that our students will, in fact, be able to address each and every one of these very important critical attributes. Any questions?
Dr. Harrington, I have to say that I love this portrait of the graduate, and I have to say that Oceanside High School's been doing this all along. Know thoroughly, think critically, act ethically. That has been our motto since day one. So
Yes.
we're ahead of the game. This is great.
All right, seeing no other questions, we're at 5A, opportunity to comment on agenda items. Any audience member wishing to make a comment on an item that is on tonight's agenda can do so at this time. Anyone wishing to make a comment on an item not on tonight's agenda will have the opportunity to do so later on in the agenda. While New York State law doesn't require us to hold a public comment period on agenda items, this Board of Education chooses to do so because we believe it is important to get input from the community members on all the board agenda items. Please note that the board is here to listen. While everyone is designed to encourage to share their comments, please keep in mind that this is not designed to be a question and answer session. Again, comments should be directed towards the chair, which is me. Anyone who wishes to speak only on agenda items should please come up to the microphone, clearly state your name and your child's school. Okay? I'm sorry. Put the mic on?
Hello, hi. My name is Jen, and I have a family member who attends the high school at Oceanside. I just want to thank you so much for working hard this summer to, I guess, get the proper faculty and staff to run this amazing district. I just wanted to also ask, just out of curiosity, you said maybe 200, close to 200 were hired. Can I just ask, were 200 people retired, let go, terminated? And what did we do last year without these 200 people? Just, you know, I'm sure everyone is curious to know that, and it's a,
It's a great
is a good
question.
question, too.
We're gonna pretend you asked Mrs.
Sorry,
D'Ambrosio.
yes.
Now, and Mrs. D'Ambrosio is now gonna ask Dr. DeRosa to answer.
Yes.
okay, thank
And
you.
thank you for the
Dr. DeRosa.
question.
And then I will have another opportunity to come and ask additional questions to the chair regarding some budget items later. Okay, thank you so much.
Dr. DeRosa, would you like to?
Absolutely, and the number I said was close to 200. So in terms of teachers, and people think like a school is made of teachers, and our schools are made up of so many more teachers, and in fact, when you look at our faculty, there are actually an equal balance between teachers and all of the other staff in our schools. So those numbers do not, entirely encompass teachers. We do hire a fair number of people right out of school in the titles of teacher assistant, permanent subs, substitute teachers. So that in that area in particular, we expect a pretty high attrition. We are encouraging people, come here, get your experience, move on to other places. In terms of teachers and those that are probationary, we hired this year 25 probationary teachers. Probably pretty close to the number of retirees that we had last year, as well as a few other people who may have moved on for other reasons from the district and gone outside of teaching or to another district for a different reason. The numbers that I shared before, the smaller numbers are things like administrators, which are 2. We are very proud that we introduced a new title this year of teaching fellows, which will be recent graduates from Long Island University who will directly support our elementary school students. It is meant to be a one-year position. In fact, they are only being given a one-year commitment. And it's an opportunity for them to get amazing professional development and utilize those skills in our classrooms, reaching our children. So we did hire 7 of those. The other numbers, which make up a large number of these numbers, are our aides and monitors, hourly substitutes, those who fill in those titles, are a large portion of this, as well as the substitute teachers. Does that help explain, I hope? Mr. D'Ambrosio, anything else you'd like, I think I should add?
No, I think that, that explains it all. We do have a big turnover in the lower items as far as that's concerned. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Kind of, but so there was a large turnover this past year?
In retirements? Is that
You said 25 retired this past year, or?
25 teachers, which represents our retirements, and then people who leave the district for other reasons. Yeah.
Right, and then what about the other, what?
The perm
100?
subs, the teacher assistants, those are people who are like generally right out of school. We say, come, get your experience here, move on to the teaching position. It's a much lower paying job for someone with a master's degree in education. So we say, do that, and we expect that, and we encourage them to do that. So we have a large number of people in those categories, that this is designed to be your entry-level job, and then you'll move into something else.
So these weren't new positions, they were positions that there
Oh,
were
no,
turnovers?
No, the only new
Okay.
positions were teaching fellows, and in fact, they weren't new positions, they replaced a different title of position. So there were no actually new positions that were added across the district.
Okay, so the budget kind of stayed the same? It's not-
Neutral.
Okay. great.
Neutral and actually savings, because obviously, people who retired were making more money than those we just hired.
And usually with retirements, you don't, because of enrollment in Long Island is down, those are incentives, and then you hire either lower salary teachers or don't hire teachers, and kind of,
Correct.
Makes
Our
sense,
high
makes
school
sense what you're doing.
administrators will tell you that we look very, the elementary enrollment is enrollment. There's 24 kids in a grade. That's how many teachers you need in a class. Very, very simple. In the high school and the middle school, there's a little bit more of a nuance because you want to offer as many AP classes as you're offering, as many electives as you're offering, and classes don't run as easily. 25 kids in every single class just doesn't turn out that way. So our high school and middle school administrators will tell you, we look very, very closely multiple times a year to make sure that our staff is reflecting the needs of our students and the course enrollment that they are taking.
Thank you. And then the total amount of the 7 fellowships that, in terms of budget, how much?
They're
'Cause-
$40,000 an employee, so 7 times 40 is
Okay.
280. They happen to be young people, all of them, like really young people right out of school, and they health insurance is available to them, but we did not incur any costs because they did not need health insurance.
So that's 280, that's new to the budget this year?
No,
or
they
is it
replaced
still-
teaching
Okay,
assistants.
Great, yeah. I thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time.
There was
Thank
no
you.
new additions to the budget for terms of staffing.
That's good to know, thank you.
Yes.
And we also encourage anybody that's looking for a job to go to our website, and we have different positions at different times a year,
Show up.
and you're more than welcome to join our staff. Okay, we're going to be at 6A, and I'll take a motion to accept the minutes of July 2nd reorg meeting and regular meeting, filed as submitted.
Motion.
Second?
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed. I'll take a motion to accept the financial reports, treasury reports, transfer and funds and internal claims orders, review or warrants as submitted.
I'll move it.
I second.
Any, I'm sorry. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. You good, Seth? Okay. 7A, approval of declared technology equipment surplus. I'll take a motion.
I'll move it.
Bob
Second.
Franklin and Stu, any Bob and Stu, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. I'll take a motion to declare musical instrument surplus.
Move it.
Second.
Seth and Sandy, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. How we doing? Good? I'll take a motion to approve the use of facilities as submitted.
I make the motion.
Laura
I second.
and Bob, any questions or comments?
I have just a quick comment.
Sure.
Or question, whatever way you want to look at it. It has to do with all these use of facilities we're about to approve. Some of them are from September to July requests. And I just want to make sure, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, the Department of Community Activities, which issues these permits, has made it clear to these organizations that if for any reason the district is in need of these facilities for our athletic events or other events or PTA activities, that they can get bumped, because these are long-term commitments here for some of these organizations of our, using our facilities. I just want to make sure.
Yes, and it's a good point that our school district facilities always get first choice. It's on the application, and they are aware of that as well.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd just like to go back just to say that that was for the Oceanside Library. D, approval use of facilities by the High Tide Lacrosse Club. I'll take a motion.
Motion.
Stu?
Second?
Okay, Seth? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approve use of facilities for the sharpshooters Hitman Lacrosse. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Sandy
I second.
and Laura, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approval for use of facilities by the Long Island Surge Volleyball. I'll take a
move it.
motion. Bob
Second.
and Stu, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Letter G, approval for use of facilities by the Oceanside United Soccer Club. I'll
Move
take a
it.
motion.
Move it.
And
I'll
that's
s-
Seth
I'll second
and
it.
Sandy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approval use of facilities by the 3rd and 10 sports. I'll take them,
No,
No.
Mike,
Oh,
there's
H, I'm sorry.
two soccer club ones.
same thing. Oceanside United Soccer Club.
I'll make the
That's
motion.
for a tournament. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
A
Laura
second.
and Bob, or any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approve use of facilities, 3rd and 10 sport. I'll take a motion.
Move it.
Okay, Seth
Second.
and Sandy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Okay? We're good? Okay. Okay, we're on J right now. Approval of use of facilities, Oceanside Corral. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
And Bob, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approve use of facilities by the Oceanside Safe Coalition.
Motion.
Take a motion.
Second.
Okay, so that's Stu and Seth. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Approve use of facilities by the Oceanside Fire Department. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. And that's for the use of 9/11 Memorial. Approve use of facilities, Oceanside Flag Football. I'll take a motion.
I'll move it.
That's Bob
Second.
and Stu. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. 8A. How we doing, Justin? Good? On A, you got, I'll take a motion to approve on the personnel recommendations.
Move it.
Seth
Second.
and Sandy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Dr. Harrington? Nothing? I'll take a motion for the civil service personnel recommendation as submitted. I'll take a motion.
Make that motion.
Laura
A second.
and Bob. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. A motion to approve hourly employee recommendations as submitted.
Motion.
Stu
Second.
and Seth. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay. Good. Take a motion to approve summer school personnel recommendation as submitted.
I'll make that motion.
Sandy
I second.
and Laura. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I just wanted a point of clarification on this and the DACA employees. Jill, those are the numbers are also included in the 200 we've hired. So I just want her to understand that as well, that this included our entire summer program and all our DACA employees who helped run a lot of our summer programs, and also the summer school teaching and so on. So when we say 200, this is a year-long this is from the summer through the next school year.
Okay. So we're back to any questions or comments? That was Sandy. Who did it first? And who
I
the
did
second?
it first. I made the
Sandy did it
motion.
first, and who's got a second?
I did second.
Laura did.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. I'll take a motion to approve the DACA employee recommendation as submitted.
I move it.
Bob
Second.
and Stu. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We're on letter F. High school and middle school fall coaching, staff varsity and JV for the 25-26 season. I'll take a motion.
Move it.
Seth?
I'll second it.
Sandy? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions, which is myself? I'll abstain. And then motion passes. Are we doing Justin? Okay. 9A, a motion to approve the recommendation of the CSEP chairperson as submitted.
I make that motion.
Take a motion.
I second.
Laura and Bob, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Item 10A, a motion to approve the 25-26 updated student overnight trips. I'll take a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Stu and Seth, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Take a motion to approve the Risk Operation Center, Access for Learning Center Data, Privacy Consortium, the Education Cooperative, the Negotiate and Improve, Ed Law 2D Compliance, DPAs as outlined. I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Sandy?
I second.
Laura? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. I'll take a motion to approve the termination of a security monitor pursuant to Civil Service Law, Section 71. I'll take a motion.
I'll move it.
Bob
Second.
and Stu. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion passes. And we'll take approval of the 25-26 district-wide safety plan.
Move it.
Seth?
I'll second
Sandy?
it.
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes.
I did have a question.
Okay, I'm sorry, we'll go back.
That's okay.
We're at D.
Yeah, I'm okay with approving it. My question is to Dr. Coakley, did we update some of the names and so on that were in the report? That's question one. Question two, did we add a section on the cardiac response?
So, right now.
That's required by law now.
Right now, all of the updates that were given to us by the time that this was reviewed in draft form by the public forum that we held in May was just approved. We understand that there are some recent additions based on New York State ed law. There may be a second rendition in a couple of months, because we have to get it back to another public forum, put it back on the district website for a period of 30 days, and then at the conclusion of that, bring it back to the board for approval.
Okay, so at the next district-wide security
Yep.
meeting, we'll discuss
Yep.
the cardiac
100%.
piece of the law that was just enacted.
That's correct.
And then we'll make an amendment to this.
After it's on the website for a period of 30
30
days for public input.
So we're figuring maybe down the line,
Yes.
November-ish.
Yep.
Okay.
So Justin, we have who took a first and a second?
I did it first. Or-
Sandy did a first.
No, I did did I do it first?
Mr. Blau did a first.
I think Seth went first.
And Sandy
I
did a
went
second.
I'm
All-
sorry.
That's okay. No, it's good.
I just wanted to clarify.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. And now we're on E, approval to the 25-26 building level safety plans. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll move it.
Laura and
I mean,
Bob?
I'll second it.
Okay, Bob, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We're on F, motion to approve a fifth grade student who moved to another part of the community to complete their fifth and sixth grade at School 3. I'll take a motion.
Motion.
Stu
Second.
and Seth, any questions or comments?
Dr. Harrington, this is pursuant to board policy?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
Do they provide their own transportation as
Yes,
well?
they do.
Okay.
okay, so, who took the first? Anyone take it first? Stu? Okay, Seth? Second, any questions or comments? More questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. And we're on H?
G.
Motion to approve terms and conditions of the stipulation and settlement resolving a certain matter between the district and a parent of a youngster classified as District CSE. I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Seth, Sandy, and Laura. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. H, a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement, MOA, between CSEA Clerical Unit and the Oceanside School District as attached to the meeting minutes. I'll take a motion.
I'll move it.
Bob?
Second.
Stu, second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We're on 11, and that's going to be the superintendent of schools report. Dr. Harrington?
Yeah, at this point, Mr. D'Ambrosio, it's been a long meeting. We shared a lot of information. I just want everyone to have a wonderful, happy, healthy, and successful school year. We're really looking forward to it.
12A, Board of Education report. I would just like to just give a quick shout out to all our staff that during the summertime is really putting this school, almost looks like a little bit of a war zone, and now it's all coming back together. I mean, we see people that are playing on the tennis courts now that we started early in the project. You know, we have big machines all over the place. Some of the parking lots are tightened up now. We have equipment around, so we're going to ask everybody to be a little more patient when picking up their children. There's a lot of things going on. We know the School 3 people are going to be happy. They finally got some turf over there. And School 8's got some temporary classrooms that were temporary, but now they're almost permanent, and they're really in a good spot. So a lot of our schools that are good, but that just doesn't happen magically. It happens because of the hard work that's during the summer, that when it's 90 and 95 and 100, and some of us are going to the beach, obviously these people are getting paid, but these people are working hard because of the time restraint that we got. So a big kudos to that, and a big kudos to our athletic director, who now comes in and putting together all the fall sports. As you can see, it's great that before school starts, 2 weeks before, people are passing the schools. There's a lot of action going on, and sometimes people say, I can't wait, you know, who wants to go back to school? And we have all these kids that are saying they can't wait to get back to school. It's just that routine base that they go for. So big kudos to our sports department that is really putting this together, and a lot of good things.
Mr. D'Ambrosio,
yes.
if I may, just because you said that, it is very exciting to see our sports teams already out there, but I also do have to add that we also had this past week our marching band camp, where we had over 58 students, which you know is a huge, huge, huge increase. So happy to see them. I stopped in today. They were having a great time, and they are really looking forward to an amazing year. And their songs are going to be based on the work of Lady Gaga. So they are they're Gaga over Gaga. So we're excited for them.
And kudos to Dr. Harrington. I know a couple of years ago, we had a little bit of a drop-off, and, you know, through all the work of that entire department, they got air conditioning, obviously, and maybe that's what the reason is. Maybe we got more kids that are coming for air conditioning. So, Stu, would you like to start off? No. Anything? Seth Blau, would you like to start off?
I'm good.
You're good? Mrs. Shaw, would you like to start off? I'm good. Good. Laura Lisi, you got anything to say? Mr. Transom.
Yes, I got a couple of words to
Okay.
say. I'd like to compliment the custodial staff and the groundsmen for the condition of the exterior grounds of the buildings. I had an opportunity to walk through the buildings, and they look superb. We're all set for the fall. I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Provito. She ran a wonderful meeting last week introducing the new employees to the school district. So congratulations. You know, Mrs. Provito has 2 V's in her name, and because she's very, very special. Diane, thank you.
I do have one thing.
Okay, Mr. Blau?
Just wanted to mention that the Oceanside Kiwanis Club is having its annual installation dinner on, I think it's October 16th. One of our honorees is our own Dr. Allison Glickman-Rogers, who's here with us today. Congratulations. Who's being recognized with our Special Service Award for all the hard work that you've done over the years. Amazing results above and beyond as a principal of our Oceanside Middle School. So if anyone's interested in coming, please speak to someone from the Kiwanis Club about the tickets. It's at Combert Caterers at Temple of Oda, which anyone that's ever been there, it's a fantastic event, fantastic venue, meal and everything else. So I look forward to seeing everyone.
With that being said, Brian Relusco, he's our student rep here. Even though it's required by the state, we put a student rep in there a year prior to that, before it was mandated. Would you like to say a few words, Brian? How excited you are with getting into the high school with the new cell phone policy?
Yeah, I'm super excited for school to start, and I know summer went too quick, but I'm really excited to start to get into it, and we'll see how this new phone policy goes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. At this particular time, opportunity to comment on non-agenda items. Next is the public comment on non-agenda items. This is the opportunity for anyone who wants to make a comment on any item that is not on tonight's agenda. As I previously mentioned, state law does not require us to hold a public comment period, but this Board of Education does so because we believe it's important to provide this forum to hear from our community members about concerns and issues. Having said that, please note that the board is here to listen. Comments should be directed towards the chair of the meeting, which is me. While everyone is encouraged to share their comments, please remember that this is not designed as a question-answer session. If someone has a question that can be quickly answered, we will do so. Otherwise, the appropriate personnel will follow up on any issue. Lastly, please remember that the board cannot and will not discuss personnel matters related to staff or students in public. Any party wishing to come up to the microphone, clearly state your name and your child's school. Thank you for cooperation and participation. At this particular time, does anybody would like to come up to the microphone? Okay.
The mic is on.
Please state your name and your child's school.
My name is Tara, and she's currently going into middle school. And I see you doing a lot of upgrades to different schools in Oceanside, and I'm wondering if you're going to do anything to your surveillance camera systems in Oceanside schools.
Mr. Cole, you want to touch quickly on it?
I can touch on that. Approximately 2 years ago, we actually replaced every interior and exterior camera in the district. The old models were a bit grainy, so we now have the capability of having the high quality as well as the pan tilt zoom to really hone in on for some high quality surveillance.
Have you had any incidents where that did not work with the
We're not
graininess?
going to discuss that right now. Nope, I'm sorry. But please, at the end of the meeting, feel free, right, or contact Dr. Coakley, and if you have any certain concerns that we can try to address.
Okay, thank
All righty?
you.
Thank you.
Is it on? Okay.
Yes. Please state your name and your
Yes,
child's
my
school.
name is John Gilmore. My children aged out a long, long time ago.
Okay.
I'm here because, as we all know, a couple weeks ago, the Oceanside School District lost a case in federal court concerning denying a young girl who's going to school in the district, will be going to school in the district because of the court, the opportunity to go to school. And the way I understand it is that the school district has up until September 11th to decide whether they want to appeal this decision or not. And I strongly encourage you not to go forward with an appeal. This whole incident has presented the Ocean School District in an extremely bad light. And the best thing to do would be to let it stop, right? We had a girl who, this is according to what's been published in the media, she was badly injured by vaccines, right? She had half a dozen doctors say she should not get any more vaccines because it could do extensive damage, could possibly even threaten her life, right? Yet for some reason, the school district decided not to allow her to have a medical exemption, which is allowed under New York law, under public health.
I'm sorry, point of information here. We're not supposed to be discussing personnel matters and matters involving students.
Well, I
I'm not
just think
sure.
I just think he's doing a general thing, so we're not going to discuss anybody individual, but if you want to try to recite New York State law the way you perceive it, you can, but it doesn't mean that you have all your facts together, but we'll listen to you, if you like. Go ahead.
Right, and the New York public health law says that all it requires is a New York licensed physician who believes that a shot may injure a child is sufficient for a medical exemption. She had 6 doctors, right?
I'm
You can't-
sorry,
yeah, you-
again,
right.
he's...
I said, I got it, sir. Well, okay, we're not going to refer to anybody right
Yeah,
now,
we
and
won't
it's,
refer to anyone,
and it's
but-
because that's
but
against the
anyway.
law, as you probably know. So if you want to talk general, that's okay, but, you know, we're not going to stay here and talk about anything.
Well, we actually don't know which child we're talking about because she's in the papers or the legal documents as Sarah Doe.
But now, you
And,
okay.
and it's all been public information, but I will not refer to any other particulars about this case. all right?
So that's very much appreciated, and in a similar vein, and in a very generic term, what I can say to you and to our community, most importantly, is that there's no question that the health and safety of all of our students and staff is always our utmost priority. And to that end, we also follow the law, which in this case we had. And I will also say that when it has to do with health, we work explicitly with our medical doctors, as well as, in this case, the New York State Department of Health. And in both of those cases, in that case, we had done that in both of those situations. So I appreciate your statement about not pursuing an appeal. That is definitely being taken under serious consideration. But I also just respectfully want to just say that as a general statement, we follow the law, as you stated, a version of the law. We follow the law, and we work with our medical professionals.
Two more things, okay? The judge agreed with me, not with the district. You guys did not follow the law, which is why you lost the case.
Okay.
Second thing I want to bring out. Oceanside received not just national, but international media coverage over this incident, okay? You're not looking really, really good out there in the media world. So just take that into consideration as well. And one last thing, don't you guys have anything better to do with the money that's being spent on this than to try and keep a girl out of school? So, thank you.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
Oh, no, you can
We'll
go.
take you on. Your turn on the right, okay? You have a name and your child's school? Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Melissa Chios, and I'm here. My children are no longer in public school.
Yeah, point of information. This is probably the fourth speaker that's come up and hasn't had a child in the school. Are any of these residents Oceanside residents?
Some of us have children in private school for personal reasons, irrelevant to why we're here.
So are any of the people Oceanside residents?
Okay.
I'm not saying that people can't speak. I'm just asking a question, whether they're Oceanside.
Well,
Whether we are, some of us are.
I'll take that as a no, that none of them are.
None of that, I
Okay,
don't
hold
believe
on,
that's
hold,
the case.
okay, hold on.
Can we
Okay.
focus on the
Just-
comments? We're
go ahead.
diverting, and it's really
Go
unfair.
ahead, we'll focus on
I
that.
will reiterate, and I will not make it about any personal child specifically, but it is absolutely deplorable to deny a child, treating her as a second-class citizen because she has a predisposition, genetic susceptibility to injury. To deny, imagine if that were your child. I don't know whether all of you have children. I'm imagining most of you may. Imagine if your child was treated like a second-class citizen, excommunicated from society, when you know very well they pose no harm to anyone. Okay? It's imperative. It's not about one student. It's about the law. And everyone, eyes outside the district, are looking at this district because you're setting a very poor example. Thankfully, the justice system prevailed here, but it is really absolutely deplorable to treat a child that way. Okay? And the law does state no one has the right to intervene with a doctor-patient relationship. No one here knows anything about any of our children, what their health might be, what their medical predispositions are. So to deny a child their right to an education based on your assumption that the doctor's assessment is not correct is absolutely shameful. So I really hope that everyone recognizes that what was done before this is wrong. What's done is done. We're looking at this district moving forward, and I think everyone here really will hold everyone accountable who's responsible for treating a child, a medically fragile child, the way she was treated. So let's
Thank
hope
you.
we can
And-
move forward on a more positive
Thank you.
note. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, it's me again.
Yep.
So this is on a separate note. So I apologize if I sound ignorant, Mr. Chair. This
You're
has
not.
to
Go
do
ahead.
with the budget, and I
Sure.
just want to appreciate that you guys have a 107-page report on the 2025-26 budget. It's pretty impressive, and I thank you for working on that. I know I've been asleep at the wheel during budget season, but I will be now attending the board meetings of budget or reviewing online that you guys have online. I know you guys have access to everybody if we can't be here. So my question is a couple things. When reviewing the 107-page budget report, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I hope you know on the website you can get this report yourself. So some of the lines budget codes are detailed with numbers on them. Some aren't. Just wanted to know if there is no number next to the budget line code, does that mean it's a zero budget, or just information wasn't put there? For example, and then my other question is, if the actual is more than the budget, how is that allowed? And how do you guys go about covering that difference? And is it through transfers? Because I've seen a lot of transfers.
So here's what I'm going to suggest, because I think this will be very helpful. As was mentioned before, this session, we're hearing comments, and that's completely appropriate, but it really is not intended to be a Q&A. What I would highly recommend, because it sounds like you're very interested, and we want informed, people in our community, so please, make a separate appointment to meet with Dr. Coakley. He will answer all of those questions.
Perfect.
And then moving forward, what we do is starting in January, we start talking about the budget process, and each meeting, we go line by line, and we detail every single thing that's in that 107-page report. We answer all questions at that time, because it's sort of a different forum to do just that. So I can assure you that you can get some immediate questions answered now. You'll understand a little bit more about how it's put together, and then moving forward, you can certainly avail yourself of that process.
Okay, just, if you can just clarify for that. For example, like, there's no number for attaining retainer legal fees in
Okay.
here, it's zero. But I'm just asking, because
Okay.
it's that
well,
kind of,
Good.
I was interested. So if you can explain that,
We'll
that'd be good.
entertain any questions you have, but
Thank
we're
you
not
so
gonna-
much.
we're not
And I
here right
will
now
reach
for
out to
line
Mr.
by line.
Coakley if you don't mind. Another thing, if I wanted detailed information, is that something I have to foil?
Why
Or?
don't you try just making an appointment with Dr. Coakley?
Perfect.
See where you're at, and then he'll.
Excellent. Thank you so
everything-
much.
Everything that we have is on the website. We're completely transparent on everything that we're doing. So anything you want, you could see, and please make an appointment with Dr. Coakley, and, he'll explain the numbers to you, because,
I appreciate that.
You
I
gotta have
will.
a-
Thank you.
right. Good. Please state your name and your
Really? You
child's
want to
school.
say what school my kid's in? My
Yes.
name is Eric Abbey. I'm the president of Kiwanis of Oceanside. And my children are alumni of the school. But I could say my one student is at grad school at Binghamton. Mr. Blau took some of my thunder away, but I want to give the whole thing here. Kiwanis of Oceanside is having our annual installation honoree dinner on October 16th. As he mentioned, at Comber Caterers, Temple of Oda. This year there are 2 honorees. Besides Dr. Glickman Rogers, there is also Michael Puma, who is our winner, our honoree for the Heart of Gold Award. He is from the East Rockaway Oceanside Raiders football program. Please consider coming out, honor these individuals who are being honored, have some really great food. If you've never had a Comber Caterer meal, you'll enjoy yourself. And of course, friendship is always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abbey. Is there any more questions? Yes, ma'am?
Yes.
Last one?
Okay, so I guess I have a couple of quick questions and a comment. Well, by the way, I'm here to stand in support of the Sarah Doe case.
Your name and your name
My
and
name
child's
is
school?
Rita, and my kids are out of school.
Okay.
They graduated quite a while ago. Anyway, so I guess I have a question, and I guess it's a simple yes or no. So the attorney the law firm that you secured to fight to keep Sarah Doe out of school, is that like your district attorney, or was it outside counsel? Did you hire them as outside counsel? Yes, no? Quick, this is not, I don't want a conversation, just yes or no.
I don't have that. The answer is I don't know. But we'll next month, we'll let you know. I don't have that answer in front of me.
How can you not know that? I mean, you secure a
Dr.
law
Harrington.
firm.
So first of all, please respectfully understand that people have come to the mic and made certain statements that I want to just once again say that there are definitely different, very strong, differently perspectives on it, which we're not at liberty to share, okay? But that being said, to answer your very important question, we belong as a school district with an insurance reciprocal. It's called NYSIR, NYSIR. So when these kinds of cases come up, which are a little outside the norm of the routine things that school attorneys do, we circulate it through NYSIR, and they help us make the decisions as to how to proceed, and they provide the attorneys. So we pay into this reciprocal and this consortium. We don't pay per case.
So you're telling me that the attorneys that fought to keep the student out of school was
We're not
not
gonna
a
respond to that.
separate
You're
bill?
representing it in a certain way that, again, I'm not.
I'm representing it accurately.
No.
They
Right.
sat there in the courtroom and they fought to keep the student out of school.
Okay, we're not going to
You
respond to that.
package it a
We're not gonna
different
respond-
way.
We're not going to respond to any type of student's situation.
But you're
that's in our
objecting
district.
to my
If you'd like-
phraseology.
if you-
It's 100% accurate. That's what they do. I mean,
Okay.
lawyers fight, and that's
Okay,
what.
I'm not gonna
that's-
respond to you,
that's
but
how
if
it
you'd like to
goes,
keep on
you know?
speaking, you can.
Okay, so that was an outside law firm, and you're saying that the fees that you pay into this consortium, it takes care of it, and you don't pay one single dollar separately to them? You sure about that? Really?
Okay,
So-
just, go ahead. Any other questions?
No, that's how you just
Any other
described it to
questions?
me.
Yep. Any other questions?
That's how you explained it to
Okay.
me, Ms. Harrington. I'm repeating it back to you.
Okay,
Is this
this ain't
accurate?
designed to be a back and forth.
You don't like what I'm saying.
No, I'm
but
not
these
saying
are
we don't like
good
it. We're just-
questions.
Anything else that you'd like to say?
By the way, in 48 other states in
Sure.
America and dozens of other developed democracies in the world, this would not be an issue. And you talk about the health of all children. 48 other states can function with a medical exemption. Oh, you have a doctor's note? Hey, great. Welcome to the first day of school. So please, all right, don't. By the way, whatever law firm that you're using, they're giving you really bad legal advice, and that
Thank you.
happens.
Okay.
That happens in school districts. It happened in a school district that I tangled with many years ago, and the law firm ended up getting fired because they were disseminating such poor information. Last question, did any of the board members, or I don't know, any administrators, read the transcript from the court?
We're not going
on August 12th.
We're not going to comment on
It's a yes or
anything-
no.
we're not-
Why would you have
we're
a
not
problem
gonna-
me
We're not
asking
going
you
to comment
that?
on any pending
I'm just asking
litigation
if
that's on right now.
anybody was either there or
We're not
read
going
the
to comment
transcript.
on
Do you
any
have a
pending
copy? Okay,
litigation.
I'm not asking you for a comment. I'm asking, did you read the transcript?
We're not.
You don't like my
There's no-
questions, but
there's
these
no
are good and
comment.
fair
No
questions.
comment.
We answered
They're
the
yes
question.
or no questions.
And it was-
This is
It's-
unbelievable. You won't
I
answer
know.
any questions. These are yes or no. These are fair
No, this-
questions. You just had a lawsuit. 200 people, 400 people attended and listened to it. Were any of you there, or did any of you read the transcript?
Thank you. Okay.
Did you
Any
read
other
the
comments?
transcript? Read the transcript. You have it.
Do you have
Should
any
get
other?
paid for
Do you have any
it.
other questions?
Well, I'm sure, and I'm going to find out how much you paid for it.
Okay.
And also, those poor attorneys that I
Okay,
hired,
good.
they were embarrassing, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. All right.
How you doing, Miss Harrington and Chairman?
Dr.
over there?
Harrington.
Oh, doctor, okay.
Not a
doctor.
medical doctor, trust me.
I got you. Anyway, I was at the court.
I'm sorry, point of information, if we could just get his name and its
My name
school
is
that his
not,
child goes
my
to?
name is not important, neither is my child's name. Just let me talk. It was
I'm sorry, sir,
absolutely
do you live-
despicable.
do you live in the community?
It was despicable and disgusting
Do I
what you
take that as
put
a no?
that girl's
Do
family
I take
through.
that as a no, sir?
You could take it any way you want
I'll
to
take that as a no, thank.
And I just want to say that thank God that we had a fair judge, Gary Brown. He's a very fair judge. He went in depth in this case, and a couple of the ridiculous points that were made was, you people at your board here have no problem if a child has active hepatitis, and yet this girl almost
gonna
died.
speak on-
almost
we're not
died. I
gonna
know you're
speak
not
on
going to
anyone.
speak. I know you're
Okay,
not going to
so
speak.
I'd
No.
just rather
This
you-
is important. This is important.
If you'd like to make a statement that you think is
This
correct,
is
that's
important.
fine.
This is important.
Okay.
So it is important. The girl also had titers that showed that she did have hepatitis.
Okay, we're gonna end.
And
Thank you very much
And
for
you
coming.
wasted.
We're not
and-
speaking about
And
any
let
more
me tell you,
students.
what was the ultimate disgusting
Mr.
thing.
D'Ambrosio, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
Take a motion.
One
Take a
of your
motion to adjourn.
attorneys, Chelsea.
Thank you very.